Hi, Joanna Hodorowska here, Nutrition for Body, Mind, Spirit, and Sport. So a lot of times when I'm working with clients, it's not always like you had the perfect meal plan. You executed it right on target. A lot of times there's these things called food cravings that kind of get in the way, and then you're like, oh man, I did not stay on that food plan, even as great as it was and as great as my intentions were. It just didn't work. And my one client wants to know, well, what's causing the cravings for candy, mainly M&ms and Snickers. And I know, there's lots of different options. The primary thing that I usually ask about is, all right, how did you manage your blood sugar? Because sometimes it's just this physical thing of if you mismanaged the blood sugar and didn't balance the meal options very well on your plate, then you spike the blood sugar, and then when that blood sugar crashes, you crave candy because it's something that gets into the bloodstream quickly, and voila, then that blood sugar recovers. But then you're constantly in this up and down yo-yo cycle. And eating sugar typically triggers you to want more sugar. So from an emotional standpoint, there's also the option of, you could be stressed. You could feel like you're overworked and work is taking too much time. So the candy and the sweets are really the only thing that's sweet in your current scenario. And that's not always true, but sometimes we are like fatalistic in our thinking, and we look at what's going wrong instead of looking at some of the blessings that are happening too. So craving chocolate and craving candy can be your way of saying, okay, this is the only thing that I see as being sweet, so I'm just going to keep eating the sweets. Again, that's not going to help balance the blood sugar, and it's probably just going to spiral out of control eventually because the blood sugar gets spiked and drops, spike, drop, and the cravings just continue until you break the cycle or go to sleep. So these are just some of the things that can be happening, but a lot of times what you really need to do is just, you're in a state of stress, you're in a panic, you're in, state of anxiety, or frustration. You need to take those deep breaths in through the nose, and fill up the belly, fill up the base of the rib cage. Hold it for 4, breathe out for 4, breathe in for 4, hold it for 4. Just keep doing whatever you need to take those deep breaths and basically reconnect to you and stop doing the mental gymnastics. But then look at, okay, God, what blessings do I already have going on in my life that I am not focusing on? And can I focus on those rather than what is not happening or the things that I don't want to happen are happening? So if we can change that focus and look at what the blessings that God has given us, that can be also another way to kind of curb those cravings for sweets. And it's not to say that sweets are always bad. I have my chocolate fix every single day, but I recognize that I need to, balance my blood sugar, and that's the one thing I have. And I also have to focus on where are the blessings that God is sharing with me. So if you have any questions about your food cravings, give me a call, Joanna Hodorowska, nutritioninmotion.net, and we can work through these things so that you can have that peace of mind and then stay on the nutrition plan for you that honors you and how you want to feel.